Charities estimate that this year over 1 million children across the EU have a parent in prison, and there's a warning today that many of them are not receiving the right support. As a result, they're more likely to have mental health problems and poor educational attainment. Our correspondent Tiffany Sweeney has been granted access to one prison in Liverpool in the northwest of England.
Old Pirate Pete had the smelliest feet, the cheesiest feet on the sea.
Peter is an inmate here. The prison authorities didn't reveal his crime, but he said he regretted what he'd done. Tony, the prison librarian, is recording his story, which will then be sent to his family.
I think obviously the environment when it can be a little bit serious and negative and stuff, so stuff like the books have given us a chance to have a bit of fun with them and interact in a different way. I understand if I've committed the crime I should suffer, but I think inadvertently my family are suffering. You know, they're missing time with me, I'm missing time with me baby, I've split up with my partner, so there's a lot of the ripple effect, they call it, there's a lot of stuff that's happened. They've never done anything illegal, so I wouldn't see why they should be penalised. I think this is probably enough punishment for everyone, to be honest.
This isn't just a UK issue. Child welfare organisations say it's affecting children all across Europe.
Prison is not a place meant for children. Visiting somebody in prison is stressful, it's a violent place, and this has consequences on their well-being and their future development.
Charities working in the field estimate that in any given year, about 1.3 million children across the EU will experience having a parent in prison. But for many families, there remains a stigma. Some prisons are now trying to be more family-friendly. Liverpool Prison invited us inside to see some of the work they're doing to improve relationships between prisoners and their families. What's being done here at Liverpool Prison to help engage with the prisoners?
So within education we do a number of programmes linked to the curriculum. So working with the Tate Art Gallery, we also do Whitewater Writers, which is storybooks and children working with their dads to create stories and illustrations.
Many people think that prisoners should be punished for their crimes, but campaigners argue that their children are innocent, and 2/3 of boys with a parent in jail are more likely to offend themselves. The Deputy Governor here believes working with families can help rehabilitation.
The last thing we want is someone coming to prison and then being released back into the community to find that family relationships are broken down. Family can help us resettle people successfully.
But few prisons do this much for families, and campaigners say there needs to be more support for children when a parent goes to prison. Tiffany Sweeney, BBC News.
Well, Tiffany joins me now. Tiffany, a really fascinating piece there. And the most interesting part is not only kids who have parents in prison right now, but also it's the legacy. It's what happens after the parents come out of prison too, isn't it?
Yes, so from speaking to families over the last few months, what I found out is that it has a huge impact on the children emotionally, and it's not just from the moment when a parent is sentenced. Actually, visiting a parent in prison can be very traumatic, and then when the parent comes out of prison, they have to then rebuild that relationship, and the parent becomes like a stranger. They've missed birthdays and Christmases, and also the shame and stigma that comes with having a parent in prison. Most of the children can't talk openly to friends about what they're going through or to their school, so they're having to deal with all of these emotions on their own. And one young girl, she told me how it felt like a bereavement when her mum went to prison, and she also told me how it impacted her emotionally.
I feel like I was a very angry child. I feel like a lot of anger that I had towards my mum and a lot of the hurt feelings I had, like I kind of took that out on everybody else. Because I couldn't explain the real reason for my frustration, a lot of it was like misinterpreted, and I was just labelled like the bad kid, and I was just angry.
So you could push me.
So Tiffany, in these kind of cases, a lot of people, well, some people might blame the children, but that's hugely unfair, isn't it?
Yes, obviously if a parent has committed a crime, people think they should be punished, but the children are serving a hidden sentence, and ultimately they haven't done anything wrong, and that's why campaigners are arguing for more support for the children.
Okay, Tiffany Sweeney, thank you very much indeed.